Right lads, I gotta make my own way back in over here now without falling in, so if I don't put up the video, you know I fell in. Camera and all. Right people of the world, fishermen of the world, fishermen of Ireland, I'm back here this evening. It is a lovely overcast day today and it's 3:45, so I'm out here perfect timing. I'm going to try that there. I see a fish, there was a fish out there yesterday. So again, everything is snaggy around here. I try fell into the river, but obviously there's holding fish now behind it. So I'm going to give it an old whirl and see how we get on. I'm going to head on down the stream in a while to show you where the Mulcair meets the Shannon. Usually there's a big build up of sand there. I mean, it's like all blocked. It used to be like they hardly ever do anything to look after the fucking river and not messing with you. Anyways, again, it's a majestic evening for fishing. A way better day today than it was yesterday. So I have high hopes. As per usual, high hopes. That's what I got. I got high hopes. Oh, I said I might just say this from now on and get out of the way, lads. Sub up to my channel if you like the content that you're looking at. Hit the bell for notifications and give it an old thumbs up. I don't monetize my videos, it's all free. I does this for the entertainment value and the educational value of the whole thing, right? And let people see some nature and you might learn a couple of things and hear a few yarns at the same time. So by subbing up, hitting the bell and giving it a thumbs up, it gets my videos out there. Again, it's all for free anyway, but look, it's just anything to go against the algorithm, because they don't like videos like mine getting out, you see, because, well, don't ask me, they'd rather you were sitting at home looking at some fucking crap on the TV drinking the poisonous water. That's what they'd rather. So anyway, sure, we'll keep a lit, lads, and I'm going to give that a rub there, and then I'm going to move down. I have to take me, but I'm not going to drink tea now straight away. I'm going to give that a few minutes first and see how we get on. So I'll go back to you in a while, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, anglers of the world. I'm going to throw out there now, lads, and I'm going to have a little cup of tea. What I'm going to do, I'm going to head on down river a bit. Go past Brown's Weir there. Again, my famous sports, it's a bit snaggy here now, but sure, where is he? Great stretch of water there for salmon fishing. You need a little bit more water in it. Now I did see a few fish, as I said, but the water's a bit lower. You get close to the river bank, they'll spot you. I wasn't too bad above in the holes, I had loads of cover, I was able to sit back from the holes, but here, you get down near the bank and fish out there can see you like that, sun or no sun. Especially in this kind of water. But look, I'll just slobber out there, so we'll keep a light, we'll have an old cup of tea, boys, and we'll see what we can. Might have some old yarn to spin. Don't you know I do? I always do. Yeah. I'll take cameras around here like this to the people of the world. What the fuck's the lads are going to have to do something about that. The fishing video, like, at least want to see an old fishing rod in there somewhere, isn't that right? Boom. So now time for the tea. So time for the tea, lads, time for the tea. But as I was saying, yeah, it's a fishing video, so yeah, we want to see a rod down there in the water doing something. I have to try a rod there at me, but I walked down along and looked. That alone is it unbelievably difficult to try and throw a fly, but water's just too shallow in places, you know. And where I was going to take a chance in doing a bit of fishing, there's 2 beehives or wasp hives in the ground. I don't know what would have went in there and tore them out, like it must have been a badger or something. Right boys, look at that, look, a beehive, a wasp hive. There was only one there now that after seeing me coming along, they're getting busy. Something obviously dug it up to get into them, look. all freshly dug. Maybe a badger or something dug them up anyway. Wanted their honey. I think usually they don't well rest in the ground. Usually their hives are up high in trees. I'm not too sure though, like, but I better play wide. Because I know I got stung before by a few bees. Is there a part of their hives? Yeah. Could be, you know. I got stung by a bee. I looked into bee hive when I was 12, but it's more the small one. Yeah, something dug it up. It's after eating them, like, I'm fairness now. I never see bees, they're wasps, like, not bees, wasps. They're building their hives here. It's very strange, I can tell you that. Let's look at our zoom in to give you a better look. I'm getting lazy with it in there. Oh, coming out, pop that down to move. Two more coming out, lads. Don't realise it'll be. I know I was around there. Fucking bottom from there, on this one. That's literally come out the swarm. There's more there, look. More honey for us, look there, look. There's a beehive there, look. Oh, fuck that. Last five. Something only dug them out recently anyway. I better move on. Or it'll be stinging me to death. That's strange though. Usually they're up in the trees, wasp hives. You can see they've been dug out and attacked. So either a badger went in, and maybe badgers like honey or something. Maybe badgers like the honey. Maybe a fox likes honey, but I couldn't see a fox wanting to do it. I'd imagine a badger might, alright. Even though I couldn't tell you if a badger likes honey or a fox likes honey. Fucking something likes honey. But you get no honey in there. That's a wasp hive. I mean, they don't produce honey. Honeybees, honeybees produce honey. They're the orange jackets. They don't do nothing but sting you. The fucking thousands of them back there anyway. See them coming out? I don't know, I didn't see them. You don't think you got them on camera. I mean, they were coming out like a cloud. So if anyone knows, Lee can let me know. I couldn't see a fox down it like. But again, as I said, they don't have honey. I never remember seeing honey in a wasp hive. Honey, that's why they call honeybees, and they're fucking wasps. All they ever do is sting you. I mean, nothing good comes of them little fuckers. I mean, some people are calling them bees and calling the honey bees wasps, and I said, no man, sure, you don't say honey wasp. They're called honeybees for a reason, because they make honey. They're called wasps. They don't make no honey, they just make hives. And they hang out in it, and they have loads of more little fucking wasps. But anyway, yeah, so this is part 2 to the video I done yesterday. I was watching the video, I was up here fishing yesterday. You probably, if you have seen the video already, well, you know what I'm talking about. So I was on about a couple of different things. Now, I'm going to chat you know, boys, about like this. First and foremost, we got to get your head around this. This is not new to me. None of this is new to me, what I'm talking about. I've known this as long as I can fucking remember. Right? And as I was saying about the blade of grass in the other video, all the scientists in the world can't grow you that. It's everywhere. Umpteen hundred billions and billions of strands of grass just around here. In a couple of feet there is hundreds of thousands of blades of grass just around here. And in all their wonder and all their technology and going up to space and down under the ocean and all the bullshit that they give you, they can't make one not one blade of grass. And they have a cheat to call themselves gods. So anyway, so back this. There's a lot of strange happenings goes on inside the forests and all that in the national parks in America. A lot of people go missing. Throw it out there. A lot of people go missing. Now, they go missing in very strange ways. I mean, unbelievably strange ways. And when they do go missing, like, they're never found. Some are found dead years later, some are never found at all. And so things like this, right? People go missing in the national parks. And you could be out with your friend now, the two of you, and you might be in a national park in America. It could be anywhere in the world, but it happens a lot in America. But it happens in national parks throughout the world. And I'm fishing here, and you're fishing up there. And we're in eye shot of each other. And for 5 minutes, we're chatting away, everything's going cushy. And I decide, we'll say, look, I'm going to get a few sticks and light a fire. And my man says, no worries, I'll just fish away here. Could be hunting, mainly hunting now, and just hiking it happens. Don't have to be doing nothing spectacular. And your man goes away and gets a bit of wood, and when he comes back, there's no sign of his friend. He's wondering where's his friend gone. Sometimes if they're hunting, the gun is left there, everything is left behind. Sometimes everything is gone, and they're gone with it. And they never find the guns anymore, and they never find their belongings. And within 10-15 minutes it can happen. You can just literally vanish, right? And within an hour they'll have in the search and rescue gang. Hundreds of volunteers will come in. Helicopters with flare, infrared, forward looking infrared. Canine teams with dogs, bloodhounds. And the longer you're gone, then they'll bring cadaver dogs in as well, in case you might be dead somewhere. And they'll comb, like they know. You didn't say you were going anywhere. This other person didn't say, look, I'm going to walk off there now into the middle of the fucking wilderness and I'm never coming back. No. Some people are walking along on a trail hiking together, and one might stop to tie the boat. The person that was tying the boat is no more. They phone up the park rangers, they bring in help. In comes the park rangers, in comes the RS team, in comes the helicopters with the flare, forward looking infrared light to see can they spot you. In comes the bloodhounds, the canines. Never found again. Sometimes they find their trails, their footsteps heading towards water and gone. So they'll presume that they fell in or they drowned themselves. That's always the crack with them. Or they'll say that, oh look, if they're not found after a few days, hypothermia kicked in and they started throwing off all their clothes, so they died of exposure. Because when they do find the bodies, which is rare, when they do, and how to find them usually is hundreds upon hundreds of people get together and they literally step arm apart. They walk 2 steps, they look around, look up, look down, walk 2 steps, look around, look up, look down, call out, and it does that. And even the hunters that's lost hunting friends that fire shots to see SOS, nothing to come back. They'd be looking for their friends and they'd say like, he's gone missing with his gun, why isn't he firing up SOS shots? So they'd come back and they'd be looking everything from hikers to fishermen to hunters to people out just having picnics. Vanished off the face of the earth. I mean, they'd bring in the whole entourage. Can't find them. Bloodhounds, you can give the bloodhound a scent, say he was sitting here. Bloodhound will wander off for about 100 yards and scent is gone. No sign of the person. Bloodhound can't find the scent anymore. And then what'll happen is they'll search over and over, and then maybe a year later, sometimes 2 years later, other hunters out hunting come across their bodies. And the search and rescues specifically specified that they've searched that area where that body was found numerous times. They placed it with the bloodhounds, the helicopters were over it, people were a couple of feet apart, arm in arm for hundreds, going this way and that way, and their body was not there. But yet it turns up a year or two later, and they're always found with no shoes. Every time, sometimes they're found with no shoes and their socks are still clean. But yet they're supposed to have wandered around jungles, but yet their shoes are gone, their socks are clean. Get online and look it up and you'll see. There's a lot of strange stuff goes on in this world. A lot of strange stuff. But if the TV had their way and the radio, they'd say, no, nothing goes on strange. We know everything that's going on. Don't be worrying about the spiritual realm at all. It doesn't exist. Well, they all worship the dark side. Not saying everyone on TV, but the people at the top, the elite, they worship the dark side. So park rangers, you can get online and do a bit of research on it. Wake up to what's really going on in this world. This world is not just what you see. There's a lot more going on to this world than meets the eye. Human beings can only see in a sliver of light. That's a sliver of light. Our colour is rainbow, you might as well say. We can't see infrared light with our eyes. We can't see we can't see black light. We can't see. There's loads of lights, ultraviolet light. So the light spectrum, if the light spectrum is the width of this river, we humans can only see that much of it. Yet all that other light that's around us, there's other things could be in and out that light, living in that environment, and we can't see it. So we don't know it's there. Think of it like if you were in a forest and you were about to walk off a cliff in the pitch dark because you had no light. Well, you could walk straight off that cliff and not know it was there. But if you turn on the light, all of a sudden there's trees, there's a forest, there's a cliff, there's a river down there, there's a big drop off. But without that light you couldn't see it. So there's things living in light we can't see into. Look up David Pilates 411 Can-Am missing people. You can look up what lurks beneath. You can look up the swamp dweller. You can look up Rusty West. You can look up top mysteries. You can look up strange park ranger stories. Just look them up and you'll see I'm not spoofing you or not lying to you, like, you know, this stuff is, there's a lot of shit goes on, everything from all kinds of cryptids are supposed to be going around the place, right? And people aren't telling lies, people are telling you like what's going on around us. The native Indians believed in all these cryptids and stuff in America as well. But don't take my word for it, look it up and you will see. There's a dark realm, a spiritual realm. You can walk in the light or you can walk in the dark, right? And all these cryptids and all that. Same thing, demons. Demons can take any shape they like, right? Any shape. A demon can look like a dog, a cat, a bird, a person. It can look it's the original shapeshifter, right? And it has abilities beyond our capability of even understanding. So look it up and you'll see in this strange world that we live in, people of the world. Now, time for some sangers. It's my fresh bread I got yesterday in the baker's. Threw a bit of cheese, a bit of meat into today. It's not as fresh today. It'll be like a stone tomorrow. Well, it won't be because it'll be egg. But you got it there in Aldi's, they cook it fresh there in the baker's, you know. Or any baker's you'll get it. Aldi there, they cook bread in the morning time, then they cook it again in the evening, all fresh bread again. This is the soury bread, I forget the name, it's something soury bread I tasted, but it's lovely. And then I usually get the other stuff, what's the name of it all? Tiger bread or something. That as well. And our own John Street, or Tommy's is called now. So yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on. The Nephilim, fallen angels, giants. And if you do go over to them channels and you do say, look, I'll take a look and see what he's on about. After all, I mean, he is a grown man. He says he knows the crack. Can't hurt to check it out. We'll go over and give it a look. And if you do, leave him know that I sent you over. Me, Rise and Shine. And the reason I named my channel that, it used to be called Razor Sharp. And the reason I raised it Rise and Shine is that's what my father used to always say to us when we were children. Rise and shine, lads. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. Rise and shine. My father wasn't the quietest man, don't get me wrong. My father was a stern man. He was a good crack and all that, but he knew you'd make one wrong move here in 2 fucking seconds and you'd know all about it. There'd be no rising and shining. You'd be getting tumbled and crying is what you'd be doing, and not rising and shining. I'm just saying, my children, I love my children, I do anything for my children, but they know there's a line you do not cross. I'm the boss, the overseer, the king of the fucking castle. I'll mind your brain and your body until you're able to do it for yourself. Because if I don't and I leave it up to the system, well, you can just see what they'll do to you. They'll have you coming on like twerking like Miley Cyrus and all them other disgusting, vile minions of the dark side. Listen to their lyrics, what they talk about. It's all about defiling your body, taking drugs, selling yourself, hopping from one fella to the next fella. That's what their songs are about. Kicking the men out the door, turning the children into, giving the children them little things and get them walking around the street. Know them little things that flies all over the place? That they hijacked? Them, all them things. That's what happens if you don't keep sketching. So you want to keep an eye out. Because if you don't, well, let me tell you, your child will be walking around one of the days flying one of them as well. With green hair or blue hair or pink hair or whatever colour fucking hair they have these days. Not my children. And the reason I can say that is because I'm going to make sure that I protect them like I do. Would you believe my children have never heard a song on the radio? The only songs they hear is what I let them listen to, the ones I've downloaded. Traditional music, some reggae music, and a couple of songs from the past that were actually nice songs. And Mary Black, and the likes of that. Mary Black is a fantastic singer. True songs with good meaning about love, and decent songs, not like the crap they sing today, it's all satanic. Boys going around there then, I mean to say, they look like a bunch of docils around the place. Coming up out of mama's basement, running into town then and siding with the rest of the ones with the flags that have the flags that they hijacked out of the children's playroom. Right? You have fellas in coming up trying to get in around them because they can't get a beer themselves, a woman, so they think if I latch on with this little fucking setup here, I might even get myself a fucking girl. That's what they'd be thinking, the backward simpletons. And the harm, the girls that they do be around, they don't even want them tossers around them. Most women, they let on they want all this, oh, softness. No, they want real men. And the day you're not a real man and you get soft is the day you're told, push on. And she does the monkey bars then from you to someone else. That's what they do. Not all of them now. But a lot of them, and society today is pushing it out that way, trying to make it more that way. Fellas going around with blue dye in their head and red dye in their hair, and please believe me, they have pants on fellas today that used to be on girls back in the days. Now the fellas wears them. Their ankle socks, they wear ankle socks like girls used to wear. They have their pants above their ankles now like girls used to carry on. They wear pants that bare on them like girls used to carry on. And not messing with you lads. Upside down clown world it's like. And that's what they want to do to your children, they call it fashion. So you better keep an eye on your children, right? You don't want your boy to turn out like any of them, do you? Going around waving one of them with purple or green hair like a witch. I mean to say, please believe me, they hijacked that out of the children's. You know, you thought when you were young and you hear think of the rainbow, you'd always think of the children and leprechauns and the rainbow. Children's playroom, you know, a little kindergarten and creche and all that. But now they just hijacked that and took it out onto the streets and they wave it around and they call themselves justice warriors. They're warriors, alright, dump warriors, they're like. If you ever see them, They mustn't have never seen a bar of soap, most of them. A bunch of clowns. What? That's what happens when good people don't stand up. When fathers don't protect their children, it's a slippery slope for your child from there on in. I don't put my children on camera. They're usually with me round the clock. They're off having fun now today, so I don't want to be bothering them. Leave them off to have fun with their mother. I don't want to put them on camera. They most definitely won't be on no TikTok like that. Or any of that spy book. Just come out there, I was watching about in America. That spy book now is taking people's information and handing it in to the what do they call them? All their information is getting handed over to? Oh man, something. I can't really say it now here again on this thing. Homegrown, Terrorists. Homegrown dim is what they're calling people who disagree. So Facebook gives your information to that gang. One of the days you'll hear the knock on the door. Excuse me, what did you say? And you'll say, well, I was only voicing my opinion. But you don't have an opinion. And you better button it, because if you don't, you see, you'll be getting that. That's what you'll be getting. Now get your little flags and join the rest of us. That's what we want you to do. Just sit down and obey. And don't think that's a fucking joke, because it's not. That's facts. Shouldn't be on them social media sites at all. YouTube is the only thing I use. And I send messages to my friends on WhatsApp. And I'm not major about what, I mean, I'm just in with video from me out fishing. Nothing personal I put out over them things. Nothing. Anything I put out over them are things I know what I'm saying. And I don't mind. I know nothing's been gathered. They can have what they like, because I'm dishing this out for free. But lots of people go on their little TikTok and all their platforms and they're recording. They don't realise the amount of information they're giving out. All around them. And there's an app there, I think it's called Tom the Cat, for children. And it's a pervert behind it running it. And he can hack into your phone, and while Tom the Cat's talking to your child on the phone, he's a pervert looking at her through, or him through the camera. That's a fact. So all them apps you better play wide, because when you open up an app, you give them permission to access your files, access all your photos, access your cameras, and I mean access as in full access. They can take photos of you with your camera. They can go in and out all your photos, all your files, all your contacts, and record with your phone and take photos with your phone. You just give them full access. That's what it means. Full access means. You don't think it means, oh, full access is we just want you to have a little chat. No, full access means full access of your phone. And you notice the way phones are made today, you can't take out back. I can. That's why I got this one. Fish out there. So how are we keeping people? How's she cutting? Time to do another vanishing trick. We're with our friend walking along. And everything's gone cushy, and then one of them stops for a second. He says, what are you doing? I'm just tying my lace. Alright, go on, so I'll walk on. Walks on for another few minutes. Not even a few minutes, another couple of feet. Looks back, where's my man? Gone. Goes back, calls for him, looks for him. No sign of him. Calls the RS, search and rescue, bloodhounds, canines, park ranger, patrol police. The whole shebang. Helicopters, flare. Never found again. That's a fact. And when they are found, as I said, they're usually found in places that had been searched numerous times. They might be found a year or two later in the same place that was searched over and over again. And usually they're only found about a half a mile from where they were lost, where they were last seen. So how's that happened? Can someone answer that? There's the big hole I'm talking about out there now, lads. And of course I've no bearers on now, so not even a pair of boots, not even a pair of Rochers. I might be able to find myself a way out there. See that, look at that, it's a big old hole out there. I guarantee there's fish in it now as we speak. Now how am I going to get out there without getting soaked? That's the thing. I'll find a way. As the saying goes, where there's a will, there's a relative. Any old stones there, a man could jump out there and take a chance. I suppose I could take a chance out this way. Lots of sup of water amongst friends. That's one big old hole. There's definitely fish out there on that now. But the only thing is, you need to fish it from above, so I'll give it a whirl on the way back. Pointless throwing your worms in there, they'll be just sitting there. You need to get up there, throw them into a bit of a stream over, and then flow around. But it is a fine hole. It's probably the widest part of the Mulcair. This part here, and that part down there. Not probably, it is the widest part of the Mulcair. So we'll keep it lit. I'll get back to you in a while. And then negotiate and get back over this here. Doobity bop, doobity do. A whop and a boogie, and a 1-2. For most phones you can't take out the battery, right? Because inside there's a built-in battery. And it can constantly track you, even if you turn your phone off. It can track where you are, what you're doing, and how you're doing it. You might be doing nothing wrong, but still, who wants to be tracked like all over the place? This is what I mean, they want to know about all your control. I can whip that battery out. 2 SIM cards, I can whip out that battery when I like, and that phone is dead. You can't do that in your iPhone. You can't do that in all them phones. You can't take out the battery. You can turn them off, but they're always sending out the signal. They're never off. Okay? And you might think, sure, I've nothing to hide, and that's true. You might have something to hide. But if you were walking down the road and someone was walking alongside you listening to everything you were saying, what would you do? Would you say, here, come over here and listen to what I'm talking about, even if it's not major? No, you turn around and say, what the fuck are you looking at? What are you listening to? Boom! Get the fuck out of my face and don't be listening to my business. That's what you do. But yet on the phone, they have no problem letting people listening to you. Up comes the pop-ups, talking to you, watching you, recording you. Then the women are this way, the lips, they're like someone who got a punch into the mouth, like that. And then that way from the ass and the chats, and that's what they post all over the place. That's what most of them to be doing. Not all again, no, but a lot of them. And then they call themselves respectable, right? Then the children grow up and watch that. The poem is forcing the children, then what hope have they got if mama's this way? That has only gone 2 minutes kicked out the door because she wasn't happy about something. And she's that way, snap, snap, and the arse is out, and the chats are out, and the lips are out. So where is the children? What hope does that give the children? Not a lot. Not a lot. Don't get me wrong, the fiends are as bad. A lot of fiends out there today, they're as bad as well. But they're on their internet and they're all about themselves, and they're getting their eyes plucked, and they're plucking their eyes, and they're getting facials and facial massages and mud masks, and please believe me lads, it's off the fucking chart what's going on. We're living in a world of pure vanity. The men are gone as fucking worse than the women for vanity. And like I was saying there, in all the years, I never once looked at an ad on TV that made me want to go out and buy something. Never once in my life did I see an ad on television and say, I'm going to buy that now. No. But you know that 70% of everything that's bought is bought by women. That's why they push the ads out to the women. They don't give a shit really about men consumers. They know men aren't the big consumers. Men will try on an old shirt and pants and that'll do me. Just washing a shave where I go. No. 70% of everything that's sold is marketed towards the women. Because they know women love to buy stuff. Crazy as it is, again, not all, but I can tell you 90%, go into a shop, any big shopping mall where they sell clothes and stuff, look around. See how many men you'll see, see how many women you'll see. I guarantee you, for every 100 women you'll be lucky if we see 10 men. So who's buying all the clobber then? That's what them ads are all aimed for. And then they have these other apps where girls, if they break up with their fellas, they're asked, like, do you want to go online, you know, and show your chats and make a few quid? And maybe show a bit more and get on the chat line and make people pay you to watch you and all twisted shit. Then they does do that. Broke up, not happy, I'm going to do this to wreck his head off, does something stupid, then it's kept online. Then they want to out. Well, you can out alright, but all your videos, they're not outing. They're staying there for always, for the world to see. And you say, but I want out, I don't want them. Well, listen, we don't give a shit what you want. Right? We only told you we care but to get you in. Now that you want out, out you go up, but all them videos, they stay in. That's what they'll be doing. That's what they do. So you should be very careful about what you post. Right? Because there's no such thing as delete on the internet. None. It's out there, in the words of, they call Tesla, it's out there in the ether. Except the ether is a massive supercomputer. That's what the ether is nowadays. Over there in his mouth, as we used to say, in his mouth. Unless it's a stonefish I'm fishing for now. That's the only way it will into his mouth. But time to, yeah, look now boys, look about fishing a few hours. I made that roll up there. I don't know how many hours ago I made that, and I still have the one old roll up. Thank God I'm not a big smoker. I never liked smoking. I never liked it, but picked it up when I was young and I stopped for years, and then I'd start again and I'd stop for years and I'd start again, so it happens. But that's the crack, so you gotta know the crack, people of the world. I mean, it's gone from a fishing video now into a waffling video. I might walk off down there now in a minute. I'll stop waffling and I'll walk on down. And I'll give you a look below. Right lads, I'm going to walk up the black pipe. No, this is dodge, no, because I'll tell you it is dodge, because you can't hold on now, you have to hold the camera in one hand. And you have to try and walk up the pipe with the other hand. I'll try and go as much as I can, see the old trees and things. You'll have to be careful now doing this shit, like, you know what I mean? One wrong move now, and a man could go straight in there. I remember as a child, boys, we used to walk up and down this all the time, but definitely. Oh, we used to do it. I'm nursing my way up along it now, as you can see. Oh, people, what you do then is you stand up here, you go around that, you walk down the other side. So there's there now. I'll try and get this camera to zoom in properly. No, I want. That's brown square down there. I'll walk down in a minute and give you a look. So, up on the top of the pipe. There's off up the Mulcair there, back up to Anacardi's off that way. Down there is Katonk. You're riding the gear below. So I'm up here on the pipe, lads. I've just seen a fish showing there. Boom. Just jumped there, I did. An old pair about 3 or 4 pound. One pair in there. 20 miles going down. Well, I do an old swan dive I went there. I think of it. And the fella's giving out when I child. Your father finds out you're up in that pipe. Get down off of that pipe, you'll get killed. Here I am, a grown man. And he's still bollocking around. Yeah, shall we keep her let? Well, like a little trout down there, see him, lads? There's a small little trout there, come up. I swear to God, lads. It's no easy task. I don't know if it's harder getting back than it is getting up here. You up, hold that. Yup. Good fire! Yup! That's what I'm still alive, as I say. You only really feel alive when you put yourself in harm's way. If you didn't put yourself in harm's way, how boring life would be. Anyway, see fish jumping up there, an old pair, about 3 or 4 pound. Gonna gather up my gear, head down river. So like I said lads, I hope you're enjoying the scenery anyway and the crack. Because I know I am. No worries, lads, I threw one in there, watch the minnow. They're having a field off him inside there. I always like to throw a worm or two into the fish. They're pulling him apart as soon as he went in there. Drag them all over the place there. They're only tiny, you know, like they're no bigger than the worms, just they look big on camera. They're all getting nice and feed off of him now, lads, but you need one little worm. They're all having a feast. I throw the rest of them out there. There's two trout out there that were tipping aside. Throw them out to the trout, feed the trout. Throw one into the side for the minnows. So we'll keep her going, lads, we'll keep her lit. Someone hunting over there, I can hear them firing shots. Shotgun. You know what they're hunting, because you're not allowed hunting that this time of year. Duck shooting is not open. Pheasant shooting is not open. I don't know what they're shooting, but they could be shooting clay pigeons now as well, but I doubt it. They sound like young enough old fellas. They're definitely firing a shotgun. Well, just keep all that stuff in mind, people of the world. You have to protect your children. You know what I mean? You have to protect your children. It only takes a generation to forget about what happened beforehand. If the people here now don't educate the children coming up, they won't know different. They'll just follow the yellow brick road. And the yellow brick road says, well, we want to cash the society, we want to track you. I mean, they're already tracked on them things. You see what I'm saying? They're already tracking them. Your location is on. If your location is on, you're constantly tracked. My location isn't on. I use it as a phone. I only turn on my location if I need to for certain reasons, which is rare. And usually that's if I was going somewhere I didn't know, which is very few places, I might need to turn on location. I turn off all the locations, turn off all that shit. A lot of people have to have the location on because TomTom or Google Maps, in case they don't know where they're going, you need to put on the location. To start you, to say, no, alright, your journey is here, and you want to go there, so I can guide you to your destination. Probably with today's when there was no phones, you call up to someone's house. And if you missed him, you'd have to say, listen, is Kevin there? He's not here at all. He's gone out there about half an hour. You know where he's gone, Joe? I don't know where he's gone now, in fairness. You're a child and you call around your friends like Joe, Kevin, John, Willem, all the lads, right? And you'd have to go around and call into their house and leave a time that you'll be back to meet them. Because there was no way, no other way, no phone, like. So it was gas back in the days, like, if you missed him, God knows, you would be a week before you'd see him again. And now with your phones you can be very invasive. You can talk to someone down there, hear them saying something bad about someone else, and you being a bad-minded cunt, you just record it and send it on straight in the door to someone else's house. And then they send all that in around, and next they put it up and the whole world is looking at it and there's war in the camp. Sometimes this time of year fish can hit it like a trout. Tail, sometimes this time of year just tip it, tip. Well, they've had it there then out to other men, but it can happen. Or you'll think it's a trout, you might, and then it wouldn't, it might be a fish. But I can definitely tell you now, this is a trout. I'll just pull the worms away from him. You can lock the bell up, trout pick up the worms, you head off and down the Shannon and you go. Well, look up some of the things I'm talking about, lads, and educate yourselves. Look, if you have children I'm talking, this is to save the children of the world I'm on about this. If you're a grown adult, it's up to yourself, like, but don't go down with your head in the ground, like an ostrich. There was a time people seek the truth, now people run from the truth. Like, people will watch this video now and probably say, what's he on about? No interest in his chat. Well, I mean, I turn on soaps for the women and I turn on football for the lads. That's what I'll do, and I'll call that educational then. You know, all them soaps, you see the same thing carrying on. Wives breaking up and going on with the husband's best friend, and he's with her then, and they're caught in bed, and then they're all back together again, and the children are watching all this, and it's all classed as normal. And then you have people in the real world watching the soaps, and instead of them saying, look at that disgusting, carry on, turn off that, they're saying, isn't that gas? Such a fella went down with his best friend's wife, and his best friend's wife went down with that fella, but they're back together now again. It's great, they're back together again. Not instead of saying, turn that filthy, disgusting tripe off the television, I don't want my children's brains getting destroyed. No, but see what most men will do? I'll drink a few beers, something I hardly ever do. I'll just have a few beers and I'll just watch the footy. Did you see Ronaldo, the way he played? He scored a goal. Did you see the goal he scored? Oh, it was the best goal ever now, lads. Oh, he ran up the pitch and he ran here and he ran. And the world is falling fucking down around him, and they don't know the child is upstairs on fucking TikTok or something, talking to some freak that's probably about 30, letting on he's only 13. But they are more interested in watching the footy. That's what I said. Soaps for the ladies, and football for the men. That's supposed to be that then. And then the news. And then you're in the know, supposed to be. You're in the know. Anyway, watch me doing a magic trick, boys. I'm going to vanish. Next place you see me is going to be downriver. So with that said. Of course, look at the river there, like. It's completely blocked with trees. Well, fine hole. Oh, it's a bit dead, you see. Too dead to fish. Chewing on a bit of hogweed it was. Nice, isn't it? Paul thinks you're chewing a bit of hogweed. Like they dry bit, like. Anyway, lads, making these videos didn't come easy, like, you know what I mean? You have to kind of, you're trying to fish and then you're making videos and then you gotta go home and edit them all, and it takes time. So as I said, for anyone, if you enjoyed the video and the old mates are trailing the crack, well then sure, happy days. Hit the bell, sub up, give her an old thumbs up and share her. I never ask people to do it, but I am now for a while because I might as well. Really, I'm doing it so people can have the old crack and have a little look around. See that there now? That'll tell you the floods comes up to here. And the big floods come, water come up here into the river, boom, up there on them fucking trees. It'll be 10 feet higher than what it is now and more. So we'll keep on it again anyways. It's long enough I'll walk down here now to show people the mouth of the Mulcair, which what can you do? Someone's got to do it. It looks like it's got to be me. Oh, I heard him outside plonk. Mind your head, lads, mind your heads. Right, this is the metal bridge that goes over the mouth of the Mulcair. As you can see, there's a fine bottom on it. I'll take this off now. I'll shimmy on out there and give you a look. You can swim off this bridge, but it's a bit deep one side of it, it's a bit deep, the other side is very shallow. Walk on back to Joyson's now, like, you know. Yep. I think this was for carrying ghost trains back in the day. It's for carrying pipes back in the day. Now, yeah, the other man's got to be concentrating now again, like, because that's what makes it awkward. There's still Shannon River out there now. Let's safe for around. I'll have to chance it. The fucking keys in the car in my pockets and all everything. Right, so that's Classy over there now. That's the Shannon River coming down the side there. And this is the mouth of the Mulcair River here. And it's flowing out. That's all Classy out there, the Shannon River. I think I'll give you a better look. You've got to see where I'm walking now like this. Is on a mat, look. I'm trying to do this by holding the camera. So, you have to forgive me for this there. And it's not easy where you're walking like right along the fucking edge. Like I said, it's pure off with one hand. You fly across it otherwise. Anyway, now, there's a better look. Kingfisher there, lads. If you saw him, hope you did. That's Classy there. It's the Shannon River coming down out there. You can see that tree here now. That tree and that tree. That's the mouth of the Mulcair River flowing out to the Shannon. I must admit now, lads, they must have cleaned it or something, because there was a lot of sand here at one time. Like, it was grand. It's deep now down there. It's grand and deep. I mean, like, as in, there was 10 or 15 foot of water in places there. Right underneath me. So we used to dive off this years ago, but then it built up with a lot of sand and it was dangerous. It was very sandy in there, so you could only dive off over here. But looking at it now, you could dive off literally anywhere. So one thing I'll give them is at least the mouth of the Mulcair River is grand and clean. So that's the only good thing I have to say now. And all my days out fishing. It's nice and wide and clean. So that tells me that obviously the fish have no problem coming out of the Shannon. There's no obstacles. And it's at all deep, literally the whole way up. So you can be guaranteed there's fish up along there. Because this would be the deepest part of the Mulcair River. Down here, I showed you the widest parts up there. This would be the deepest part of the Mulcair River. It's all metal bridge. Up there we used to go down, jumping off it, diving off it. Chunk, down. Should I do it again if it was warm enough? Anyway, so there you go, lads. So with that said, I Shaka Khan, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And God knows when I'll see you again. I'm getting a lot of fishing in before the year is over, because once the end of September comes, it's lights out time. Just kind of like it is now. So God bless you and yours, and may all the anglers of the world rest in peace. So with that said, ka-tonk! Right then, fell over there fishing flies over in Classy. You can see him there. I can't put that now because he's far away. But anyway, he's fishing the fly there. He's a bit far away to see him properly, but that's what he's doing. Right, lads, I gotta make my own way back in over here now without falling in. So if I don't put up the video, you know I fell in. Camera and all. I've had to put the camera away or I will fall in. So anyway, as I said, two lads over there fishing. As I said, there's two lads over there fishing. There's one fella out there, look. There's one fella down there. Let's go and see the mouth of the Mulcair. Nice and clean anyway, I'll tell you that, lads. So, as I said, I walked all the way down here to show anyone who wanted to see what way the mouth of the Mulcair looks. And now you can see it. Look at that, look. Rambling rose, but someone planted there. That's what they are, rambling roses. They're not, they were planted, someone put them there. Probably someone drowned here now one time. And they put them there in memory of them. That's bottom over there, lads. Anyway, I said to myself, they look out of place. Can't tell now, but they're pink rambling roses. So obviously, they're definitely someone died down, they planted them. They should run them into a better spot, because like, they're in the dodgy spot there. Anyway, lads. Get on back here. So once again, lads, I'm out of here. So now you see me, and now you don't.